It's the Guitar Dads. It's the Guitar Dads.
Welcome to the Guitar Dads Podcast, the podcast for guitar people by guitar dads. This week, Alter Bridge says not when in Rome. D. Snyder says he's not going to take it anymore. We finally give a nod to a smaller group, but will this pedal go on the mantle? And move over, Mick Mars. We are smoking in the boys' room, but it's not what you think. We have a different motley crew on the show this week on the Guitar Dads Podcast. And now, the guys who always behaved in school, Matt and Dave. Oh, now we can't hear Matt.
Well, Matt's
Anyway.
muted right now.
I
Matt's
muted
muted.
myself. Ha ha! Hello, everybody. I'm
Thankfully.
Matt.
Thankfully, Matt muted himself on the fake laugh.
I was laughing during the intro, so I muted myself.
We got dogs barking. We got whatever. I mean, it's fun.
We're
night.
going with this. This is what we're going with.
What? Whatever it
What
is.
is this?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Gus,
But anyway,
thanks for the sound effects, Gus.
Yep.
works hard.
We will explain that in a second, but real quick, thank you to our listeners. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking us out every single episode. We love you. If you are checking us out for the first time, we hope we bring some kind of entertainment your way. You know where to find us at Guitar Dads Podcast on Instagram and Threads, and you can find us on YouTube. This is just for fun. I put this up as a live stream on YouTube right now, so it's going to go on our YouTube channel, and go check that out if you want to watch the podcast. I don't know why you'd want to see our ugly mugs, but you know, it's out there. And yeah, we got a little bit of a different episode this week. We are joined by Mark from Summer School Electronics and Jamie from Super Cool Pedals, both of which are friends of the show. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We got some stuff to talk about, right?
Heck yeah. That's right. That was me agreeing. There you go.
Yeah.
Mark's being quiet over there.
I
Mark's
agree.
being
I'm trying
coy.
to keep Gus from howling into the microphone right now.
That was fantastic.
That was good. I thought it was a
Matt-
good sound effect.
Matt's fake
know.
laugh sounds weird.
I know. I Matt's sick.
Oh, the fake laugh. So good.
He's sick
Oh,
as
all
a
right.
dog.
All right. Well, we
He's
got
sick
some
as a
stuff
dog.
to get into. Let's get into the Dataverse.
Welcome to the Dataverse.
As Mark shakes his head with the AI. I'm sorry, dude.
gonna
I'm
say.
sorry. I'm sorry. That was not my choice. You're
We're
looking
going
at
to
him over
challenge
there.
Mark to
Yeah.
do a better one. Which I'm sure.
Yeah,
he
the
could.
two of
I'm
you
not- I'm not saying
guys-
you can't. I'm sure you could
Yeah.
do it.
I bet you
But
both could
anyway.
do these for us.
But
We'll
anyway,
pay
we
you.
have a fun time with that stuff. So
Yeah.
here we
Pretty
are.
slamming.
Yeah.
Was it AI or did you pay someone $5 for it?
No, that's literally
both.
that's AI. That's from
We just
Sora.
ri-
Just
We just got rid of
Just
a
so
couple
every-
gallons of water.
yeah, exactly. We just used AI energy to do that. Exactly. That's what that is. We talked about it on the Facebook group, but just so everybody knows, that's what that is. Tell us if you don't like it. We'll change
I don't like
it.
it.
We'll change it.
I
thought
mean,
it
tell
was
you,
fun.
5 cents. We'll knock it out for you. I'm sure.
I
Hey,
would
you know, we can
appreciate it.
afford that on this show. 5 cents.
definitely
is 5
can.
cents. So I have the whole quote here, Matt, so you can read through it. I don't know if you're familiar with what happened, but Alter Bridge had a big show canceled in Rome last week because of a safety issue. That the venue, that their management team is kind of claiming that the venue lied about this.
Jeez.
But as the statement goes from their manager, while Atlantico Live official wants to lie about what happened today, I'll speak my piece and share some good old-fashioned photo evidence. And he went on to kind of explain the rigging issue and the safety issue that basically canceled the show for Alter Bridge, Daughtry, and Seven Dust.
Ooh.
So I guess I put this on here because it brings up a bigger question. Like, do we take show safety for granted sometimes? Some of these like massive stages and all the rigging that takes place and everything, you know, you kind of take for granted that this stuff just goes in and out every night and that it's going to be safe.
Well, you guys know
Um,
about the like the brown M&M thing with is it Van Halen, I think?
Yeah, Van
Yeah.
Halen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yep.
this is exactly why this exists, right? There was a joke for years that they had
Yep.
on their rider. It was they needed to walk into. They wanted a giant bowl of M&Ms with all the brown M&Ms removed, or only brown M&Ms. I don't know.
I think it was
which
only brown, or
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that was what
yeah.
it was. Yeah.
And everyone made fun of them thinking they were high maintenance rock stars. But the reality was they knew that if they walked into the green room at a show and someone fucked that up, that probably meant that all of the other safety stuff that was involved with their very complicated, dangerous pyrotechnics and rig and everything like that probably wasn't followed as well. And they just canceled the show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this
Yeah.
stuff has,
Yeah.
historically been happening. And like, I mean, safety is of utmost performance for, just about anyone in this industry. And there's people that get lazy. And then that's when
That's
people get
crazy.
hurt. Yeah.
What was the show recently? It was like not maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It was before COVID, actually. It was at some state fair, and didn't the stage, like, it was a massive windstorm, and the stage went over, and who
That
was
happened
that?
Radiohead in Toronto. Actually, I had tickets to that show.
Oh, is that
Oh, that was Radiohead.
Yeah, one of the stagehands died from a
Oh.
collapsed stage. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, that was like I
That's
literally had tickets to
terrible.
that show when I was living in Toronto. That was upsetting, but yeah, it
Yeah.
I think changed a lot of regulations for a lot of touring acts, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, as it
ugh.
should.
I know even when my old cover band was playing like the New York State Fair, we're on like one of the stages. It was like a fine day, and they were just like, "You guys are done." There was lightning 10 miles away. We're like, "It's sunny and beautiful." They're like, "Nope, it's all done.
Yeah.
Really?
Show's done. Get off stage."
Hmm.
We still
I mean,
got paid, which was good.
giant metal scaffolding everywhere, like in the
Yeah.
middle of a field. Yeah, that's
But
Yeah,
I
it
never
could be
realized like
dangerous.
that's how like concerned they were of like they're monitoring
Mhm.
all the weather outs. Be like, nope.
It was
everything's done
probably
for
the
day."
PA system, and they were worried about. Probably not the musicians.
They're like, yeah, they're like,
That's probably true. That's all the money
Mark
they
and
had up.
Steve.
This is
They
a
can go.
rental.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
That's
they're-
right.
meeting the band. These guys are a rental. We don't worry
That's
about
right. So, yeah, forget about the band. We care about like the thousands of dollars we get on stage. Yeah, no, this is a crazy story, Dave, about altar. And this was in Rome that this was.
This is
gonna-
in Rome. Yeah.
That's crazy. Well,
What was
Yeah.
like? Do we know what the safety concern was?
I, know,
I
did
haven't,
they
I
say
haven't read
that?
this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's,
it is. It's
during
the steel rigging.
the
Yeah.
steel rigging. I'll read the quote. During inspection, we also noted that the master truss was not making proper contact with its rigging points. The venue's proposed solution was a piece of plywood wrapped in electrical tape, which they stated was, quote, safe and good enough. It was not. I was not willing to risk the safety of the bands, their crews, and local workers or the fans.
Yeah, man,
So,
those guys
yeah,
aren't punk
that's-
rock at all.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, and then recently you had the what was it, Blue Ridge Music Festival? Was that the one 2 years ago with when the massive storms came through and there were some safety issues? They ended up canceling. That was a whole disaster in terms of planning and the promotion and everything else. But yeah, I think we just take these things for granted. That show this, we're going to go to a show, it's going to be safe, everything was done right. Bands probably take these things for granted sometimes before, because they're doing this stuff night after night, and maybe they just assume that it's all done properly. But something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole litany of those kinds of tragedies, right, throughout history. The
Right.
Who concert, there was a Kanye concert in the early aughts and everything like that. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's
right.
yeah. I mean, it's you never want to be. I think that stuff. As an artist, that stuff probably weighs with you pretty heavy when people have congregated because of you to celebrate, and
Right.
something goes wrong. It's like that. That's a heavy burden, I think, to sit with. So, I mean,
Oh yeah.
as like, I know you were joking, Mark, but it's like, as not
Oh, yeah.
punk rock
No.
as it seems, it's like, yeah, well, I don't want to be the
I-
reason somebody died
Yeah,
tonight.
I don't want
not
someone to come to
fun.
my show and die.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
some of
nobody
us-
likes that. We're not all
Get
GG
uncomfortable.
Allen.
Yeah.
Some
Some of us get
some of us are
uncomfortable with
uncomfortable with
serious
that.
matters
Yeah.
and have to make a joke.
No, I love that. I love that. All right.
All right,
that's
so
crazy. What else is
last bit of news that came out this past week was Dee Snider, of course, of Twisted Sister. They've canceled their tour, and Dee's retiring from the band because of health issues. He didn't really, what I read, he didn't reiterate, or he didn't expand on what those health issues were, but he's done.
Yeah.
Which begs the question to me, what I mean, you and I, Matt, aren't like huge Twisted Sister fans, but I would think that why didn't they get bigger than they actually were?
I guess he's not going to take it anymore.
I already
waiting
said
for
that.
it.
Uh,
Knock
You
it out of
did
the
say
park.
that. You said that. You said that.
I feel like a little grunge era came around and kind of
Yeah,
got
didn't that
rid of
like
that
didn't
whole
it kill?
thing.
Didn't it kill them?
right
They had their
in the
hits.
peak.
They had their
yeah,
hits.
were they
Yeah.
is that true? Were they right at that peak of the right where the changeover came with
Early
grunge and everything?
MTV era, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, around then.
That's right. I
early
thought they were a little
80s.
bit earlier in the 80s.
Well, they
to
were
kind of-
around for a lot of like they were very popular wherever they were from. I want to say they're like from the New York area. Am I mistaken?
yeah,
about
Jersey,
that?
I think.
Yeah, Jersey area, New York. Like they're at that
That's
tri-state area, and they were around for a long time before they kind of hit it big. But so they had like a giant kind of cult following for a while.
Not
But anyway,
knowing, not knowing much about them. They probably came out of that like late 70s sort of pseudo
think that's
disco
right.
prog rock thing, and then
Yeah.
that converged into the hair metal and leotards. So
I think that's right. I think
Right.
that's kind of how they evolved. And yeah, it's interesting. But D. Snyder's done, huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe Bon Jovi should take a page out of his book.
he couldn't.
Speaking of
I
Bon
texted-
Jovi,
I texted you during the Super Bowl or the pre-show, the pregame stuff yesterday, Matt. Remember, like with Bon Jovi, he couldn't even
Yeah.
talk right. He doesn't even sound good speaking.
yeah, his speaking voice doesn't even sound good. I don't know how he's going to do a tour that they claim that they're going to do, but we're going to see what happens.
It's like
hey, if
six-
Frankie
be
Valley
interesting.
can do it, I think I think the bar is set pretty low for those kind of like
I know, but,
Twilight
like,
tours now.
Jamie, I think you're 100% right. And it's like, and I've said this before. I've said like these guys should just go to tracks because obviously people don't care, right? Like people
Yeah.
really don't care, So
It's like sitting at a Chuck E. Cheese and watching
Right.
animatronics. Like
Yeah.
that, but it's like it's just
agree.
seeing the person that matters. Like I
exactly.
yeah, and I think I have deeper thoughts about all that because I think we think of these guys as millionaires who are just like the pinnacle of the music industry. Like
Right.
the music industry was always horrible to these people, and there's
Yeah.
probably really good reasons that they have to tour too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, I think in the case of Bon Jovi, we let's not go down the Bon Jovi road, but like that guy's
Yeah, we
like
could
pretty
be all night.
iconic. They've done everything. But I think he's, there's like a certain amount of like hubris that's out there. That's like, no, I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm sure there's a ton of pressure from like his bandmates that don't have like the publishing rights that he has and all that kind of stuff.
it makes jobs.
Yeah.
Touring
Exactly,
makes so
like-
many jobs for so
Exactly.
many people.
A
right?
lot of
Yeah.
people rely on that for their income, and I'm sure there's a lot of pressure to do it when the audience is there. So I totally respect all that. But yeah, at some point, it's like enough is enough with some of these guys. It's just, even though Dave wants to see them perform at the halftime show, but that's
No,
that's
if
all
I-
right.
well, you don't have to get into the whole halftime show thing, but I feel like as a rock fan, I really wanted to, because Metallica is kind of based out of San Fran. I thought
Green Day intro wasn't
Green-
enough for you, Dave.
Green Day was fantastic. Billy Joe
That was fun.
Billy Joe Armstrong still sounds
was fun.
fantastic.
was
I would have
fun.
loved to have seen like a Metallica halftime show. That's never going to happen. But if anything, it would have been great in the Bay Area, because that's going to come where they're out of. So anyway,
Yeah, you want to talk
All
over
right.
the hill. No one wants to see Lars Ulrich drum live
Yeah.
anymore in the state that he's in. Okay?
I would.
Exactly. Well, no, I think that's right. I think like, there is an audience for that, Dave, but it's a very specific audience, and it's the Super Bowl
I know.
halftime show is trying to do something a little different.
No, I
you
know.
So,
I know.
so
But
that's
you can't
why
you can't
as much
tell
as
me
we-
that the first
Yeah.
chord to Enter Sandman comes in and people aren't going nuts. Come on.
Oh yeah, and they play that stuff at football stadiums all the time, and you go
Every
to,
game.
you go to hockey games, they're playing it. You're like, totally, I get it.
We'll just wait till they're all dead, and then we'll just watch holograms of them instead.
What a great
Well,
idea.
Kiss is doing that, right?
Kiss
Kiss,
is
like
doing it, yeah.
licensed themselves to be hologram shows.
Of course
Yeah.
they did. They
Um,
probably signed
so-
that paperwork in 1973.
They
What
probably
can't
do.
we put our name on?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You guys know there's going to be holograms in 2025. Sign us up.
Sign
By
us
then-
up. It's worth a lot of money.
That's
We're
so
already
all right,
starting
let's
with
do it.
you know Gene Simmons charging people to be his personal assistant.
Oh yeah, it was like
And
12
then-
grand or something.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
That I'm
Yeah,
sure they'll find
ridiculous.
some insane way to be like, you got to pay for a ticket, and you got to pay to be on the stage crew, and you got to pay if
I'm
you've heard
sure.
about it. Yeah.
I'm sure.
You got to
That's all
sell
it is.
these 200 lunch boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like just a pyramid
That's
scheme.
right.
Yeah. If you want a ticket, you got to sell 10 other tickets.
That's
But those guys can sell their tickets.
That's right.
It's a total pyramid scheme just
The
to go to
Kiss
the
Army is now the Kiss multi-level marketing.
the Kiss pyramid scheme. So good.
They've been exposed.
Well, there you have it.
Jamie,
All
put
right,
that in the
well-
good idea folder. We're going to
Yeah,
use that.
no, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Keep it there. All right. Well, speaking of a good idea, oh, maybe not. I don't know. Hey, what's up, old timey guy? How you doing? I haven't seen you for a while.
guy's back in town.
Well, Tommy guy's back. All right. Well, we got the dad joke of the week. This week, the dad joke is brought to you by nobody because you guys didn't send one in. Listen, I've
Come
been kind of
on.
lax on posting on Facebook. Oh, by the way, come join the Facebook group at Guitar Dads Podcast. That's where you can submit your joke. Usually I ask, and I've been kind of lax
Yeah,
on
and you
asking.
can email it to us too, which
You can
people
email it
have
to
done
us,
many
yeah.
times.
Yep.
So please do that if you want to hear your dad joke on the air.
That's
here.
right.
So
So guys, do you guys hear about the pumpkin who got a DUI?
I did
No,
not.
no, nobody heard about that. Yeah, well, he was smashed.
oh,
It's dark.
Oh man, yeah,
it
sorry.
is dark.
No, he was just really drunk. It's fine.
Man, Riverside screwing up
Smashing
tonight. Where am I?
pumpkins.
There we
Mark,
go.
you must be a smashing
Oh.
pumpkins guy, Mark.
I enjoy Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, I mean they got
Yeah.
the sound right.
Yeah, that's
That guitar
Uh,
sound. Come on, man.
oh yeah. A very the
It's awesome.
Did you guys, speaking
wall
of
of-
pumpkins, did you play the Laney like amp in a box thing that they at NAM that they had?
so this year at NAM I didn't really get to play like anything.
Mm.
Like we were off the floor in like the upstairs room.
Oh right, yeah.
So we were doing like a bunch of stuff up there and then
Oh, I didn't realize that happened, Mark. Okay, all right.
yeah. And then so there was
No.
a couple times I would like go down to the floor to try to like check it all out, but I just didn't have,
You didn't have the
time to
time.
really like go through and do everything, you know?
Totally no. But that's kind of how NAM goes with you. Like you're kind of like glued to wherever booth you're at, and you
Yeah.
know,
It's
you're there for a purpose. You know.
It's like you want to
So-
get away from your booth, but then the instant you do, it's just like FOMO. It's like, oh no, what if
Yeah.
you know D. Snyder's at my booth or something? You know, like, yeah,
What if D. Snyder's-
it's happened before. I remember I was like last year I was walking around at NAM and my wife texted me, was like, there's something happening over at the Third Man Records booth. I think Jack White
Oh,
might
right.
be
When
around. And I
Jack
was like,
White
oh
was
there. Yeah, when
I
Jack
gotta
was
go.
there,
yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. And like the way we ended up having to do it, so Steve, who does all our artwork, was with me. And we would go be like, we got to get there an hour early. And we have an hour to go check out everything. Because
Oh,
we
nice.
knew we'd have to go back upstairs. Then him and I were kind of like figuring out like, all right, I have a meeting at this time, so I need you to be here at this time. And we had to like figure everything out timing wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a lot of coordinated effort that you
Yeah.
got to do.
And there were times that I would like go to the floor to be like, ooh, I want to see the whatever Ernie Ball booth or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that line is too long. I guess I'm not seeing that today.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. If it's not like readily available right when you walk by, yeah, that's how NAM is. It's just crazy.
Well,
can
and
be
there was
totally
one of the
nuts.
times I walked by the Ludwig booth and I saw that, like, oh, they have Trey Cool's drum set. And then they say, oh, there's going
Oh.
to be a meet and greet at like 1:00. But I had a meeting at 1:00. So when I finished the meeting, I went down to be, I was like, I don't know, it's still there. And I saw like the line of people and I'm like, ugh, Oh, there he is. I can take a picture on my phone.
Right.
I saw.
Done. It counts. It's fine.
That's all I needed.
That's kind of what happened with us last year with Jack White. It's like, oh, look, Jack White's there. Oh, yeah, that's fun. We'll just take a picture from
I
afar.
bullied a pedal into Jack White's hands last year.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
we probably
very
talked about
happy
that
with
when you were
I think we
on
talked
last
about
I think
that.
we
Virginia.
did.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But that was yeah. NAMM is always pretty chaotic like that. I mean, I'm not sure what generation you guys are from. I don't want to assume, but I grew up with Pokemon. So to me, it's like seeing my celebrities, seeing my guitar people is like, got that Pokemon, got that one. All right. Sweet,
Yeah,
got it.
makes a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for you though, that makes a lot of sense to do that with Jack White because like Third Man will just collaborate with all kinds of different companies,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
awesome to see. So it's like you got a
No,
good shot.
you've been spying on my dreams, haven't you?
Well, no, but
And
I think
so
for
much
pedal
more.
makers and gear makers, it makes sense to try to get in front of Jack White because he just seems so open to a lot of different types of gear and trying new things. And
He
it's
seems
great.
to say yes to a lot of like really cool stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, how can you say yes to all these things? It's
I
kind of like
know.
it's like the reverse of selling out. He's supporting all of these awesome
Yeah.
small independent companies, but he's just
Right.
like, yeah, we'll do it. I don't know. All right. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like JHS
right.
was like the biggest collab he's done, but then he did I don't remember that the spring reverb he did last year with that French company. I can't remember.
Oh,
right.
Anna Sounds.
Yeah,
Anna
Anna
Sounds,
Sounds.
right.
It's like
Right,
that
right.
was such a cool collab, and it's like they're not a huge company by any means.
No.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah,
Well,
they-
the same with Copper Sound, who sponsors us. With the triple graph. When they started that, they were much smaller, right? So they've
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
grown because of that. But yeah, it's like what an awesome collab, right? So
Well, you had to bring up the really uncomfortable portion of this particular episode, but we just want to let you guys know that this episode of the Guitar Dads podcast is sponsored by Copper Sound Pedals, as Matt just said. Copper Sound, a boutique pedal company building unique effects pedals by hand right here in Massachusetts. And today, whenever the heck you're listening to this, we are going to put the spotlight on the outlet. So yeah, I mean, you guys, everybody, listen, some people get into the outlet shopping. So here's your chance when it comes to guitar pedals.
right.
Outlet is a section on the coppersoundpedals.com site where you can find unique marked down pedals. You can find, all sorts of stuff. B stock, discontinued, small batch, custom shop. If it's a B stock triple graph, it's on Outlet. If it's a hot pink ABY, it's on Outlet. If they decide to have some kind of like crazy fun and go nuts on some kind of like crazy gold strategy or whatever,
It's
on
gonna be
Outlet.
on
So
Outlet.
yeah.
Yeah, so check it out.
So go check it out. Coppersoundpedals.com. Thanks so much for
And we have a new code for you can get your 10% off. I think it's Dad's Pod 10.
Dad Pod. DADPOD 10.
Yeah, not Dad's DADPOD. Thank you.
Yep.
Yep. There you go. So go
there
get
you
it.
go.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks to
Thank you,
to
Copper
Alex
Sound.
and Copper Sound for the sponsorship.
Right.
right.
Okay. So there we go.
Alex,
back
the
to some
pictures
real
was good.
pedal
transition.
makers.
Really nice.
Thank you, Mark.
They're nice people. I like them.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, they are. They are
No,
great.
he's got, Alex does such a great. The whole team is so awesome, and they make some great stuff. All right, well,
Speaking of making great stuff,
yeah. Speaking of collabs
get
and making
into
some
this.
great stuff, why are you guys here? Who wants to start?
well, they're here because they like to hang out with us.
We both
Well-
like making pedals, and
We've
then
been
we liked
called out.
making pedals so much that we made pedals together.
Yeah. So talk about. Actually, that's a great point. Like talk about.
wait,
we're
we're
not
not going to talk
Genesis.
about. We're not going to
What-
talk about how one was stalking the other one. Weirdly,
No,
and
never
posting on
guessed who it
social
was.
media.
What are you talking about?
Let's hear about the genesis of the collab.
Dave, how do you do marketing with zero budget?
Wait a minute. This isn't.
That's a great point. It's a great
This
point.
isn't the Genesis. This isn't Phil Collins in a box. This is
We're all really good at sliding into people's DMs and such.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Okay, so the genesis was when you start a pedal company where all of your pedals are named after puns and wordplay. Everybody you meet is like, I got a name for you. And
course.
Including
so
us.
yeah, I think this might have come from you guys. I don't know. I gotta check the archives.
I don't know.
But so one of the names was thrown out was Smoking in the Boys' Room. That I was like, that should be something, but I don't know what.
Right.
So that was sitting in the good ideas folder. And then I was breadboarding and playing with some stuff, and I modded a DS1 to make it like very much not.
Less shitty.
Yeah. I'm
Whoa,
Wait
So
a minute, you don't like the
good.
DS1?
shots fired.
well. So here's the thing.
Hold on.
That the DS1 was my first pedal, and I love it. And I mean, I have a DS1 phone case. I love it. But
That's awesome.
I wanted to make it like if you were 12 years old and you got your first DS1 pedal, you would put the tone in the middle, you would dime the distortion and put the volume at noon and be like, I expect greatness. And you would not get greatness out of a DS1 with those settings. So I
Mm.
kind of started modding it to be like, if I was to plug this pedal in, knowing nothing about pedals, I want it to be good. And so that's what I did. And then I was like, well, I don't have a name for it. I had that Smoking in the Boys' Room name. But I was like, well, how do we tie that in? And I want to do something more than just a DS1. I'm like, I have a friend that I met at NAMM who lives in Canada and has a whole bunch of pedals that have to do with cigarettes. So I pitched this idea to Jamie. And then at the Toronto show, I brought a prototype of it that said, like, for super cool ears only.
For cool ears only. I
That's
think
what it was, for cool
said,
ears
yeah.
only.
For
Yeah.
cool ears only. I love
And
that.
just to go back, I think the pitch was maybe like a 10-second pitch. It was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a collab pedal. And I just went, yeah, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
you didn't even.
I'm
you didn't
in.
Want to know.
I'm
You wanna know
already
what it
in
was.
whatever it is. Sure,
That's
Mark.
awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
'cause we-
I gave him
yeah.
the pedal to say, this is what I got so far. What do you think you want to do for your side of it? Go.
Yeah,
And then
so-
we kind of went
yeah,
there.
That
That's
was
so great.
and it's funny because like I had for a while wanted to do like a DS1 / small clone combo pedal. Like I have a sticky note still on my Bristol board here that I wanted to call it the Sad and Glad because that was like an early Nirvana band name, right? So and when Mark brought me the DS1, I was like, oh man, like I this crazy you brought this to me because like I've been wanting to do something with this, but also it seems just like too on the nose to do a DS1 small clone. So like let me leave this with me for a while. Like I got his prototype, it sounded amazing, and I was like, cool, I want to do something that complements this. So I had like 5 other circuits that I was playing around with at the time. That I tried to, do like stacked gains and this and that. And it was like, I think it was like 3 months later. I was like, yeah, Mark, we just have to go with the original idea.
Yeah.
Like the small clone and the DS1 just sound too good together. I
Right.
can't not
Yeah.
do it. So that was kind of where we got it. And I had already done like a small clone ish circuit with the Zigzag analog chorus vibrato.
Yeah.
In my lineup. So it was just a case of, kind of going back to the board with that and tweaking it a little bit more and getting it a little more in line with the Nirvana Nevermind era kind of small clone sound. And yeah, it fell together pretty nicely from that point.
But it was
Right.
also funny that we're both two self-taught pretensioneers. So
Yeah.
there were definitely times where like
Pretengineers.
we
Yeah,
would be
hold on.
like,
I haven't heard that one before.
That's okay.
yeah, I mean, I got a few
Love it.
semesters under my belt, but they weren't good. And
Right.
then we would be like, talking about how we're going to do this and whatever. And we're like, trying to make sure we have this shared language, but both of us never have to talk to anyone else about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, like the XJ1795. Oh, you mean the blue one? I just call it the blue
yeah.
one. Oh yeah, okay. We're
Yeah,
saying
we
the
should
same
use
thing.
we should use a 3.5 kilo. I've never said this word out loud before. I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's the one that has the abbreviation with the N, right? Let me.
yeah,
we're-
the
yeah, yeah.
NM or the what? Yeah, that's the one. And, yeah,
Once we
so-
realized that like we're both kind of dumb, we were like, oh,
Yeah.
I get you.
We're
Okay,
bo-
we're
oh,
cool.
we're both making it up as we go. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, we're in
And-
good company then.
It
Yeah.
was
I
just,
love that.
and then like over the course of last year. So when was the Toronto show? Was that like April? I think when we finally
yeah. I think it
like
was
we met at
April.
NAMM in January. We saw
Mhm.
at the Toronto show. Then I saw you at the Empress thing
The
in
Empress thing
Ottawa
Ottawa, yeah, in the summertime.
in like August.
Mhm.
And then it was like the Brooklyn show in October. Then you
Wow.
came down to film all this stuff in Syracuse,
Mm-hmm.
like early November, and then we
Something like
put
that,
it out
yeah.
right before Christmas.
It was
Yeah.
like, it feels like we had a really wide runway that we completely fucking ignored
Yeah.
and just like somehow still managed to just do everything like seemingly at the last minute. Because the other thing is, when you're dealing with your own inventory and supply and, schematics and ordering with your suppliers and everything, like
Right.
that's one thing. But when we have to do this across a border, I'm in Canada and Mark's over in the States. It was like, how we do this? Like, I was
Yeah.
like, I'll order the prototypes to me to avoid the tariffs. And then,
It's-
well, I guess I'll order the enclosures to avoid the tariffs. Oh, well, we might as well. I was like, well, how are we going to get these to you? I was like, well, just.
That doesn't need to be said on any sort of recorded
Yeah. I was
thing
gonna
that may
say.
end up being. The point is,
You guys
these
figured
pedals
it out.
exist. Yeah.
You guys figured
Yeah.
out the whole
Yeah.
cross
far-
border problem, right?
As far as the judge and jury is concerned, it was figured
Mhm.
out.
It was
Yeah,
kits.
can I-
I was
can I ask a
selling,
little bit
I
more
was
detail
selling him
about this?
DIY kits.
Exactly. That makes
yeah.
sense.
DI'd it myself. So
Mhm.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And so we got that part all set, and we did have to make sure that we were both talking the same currency at all
Mhm.
time. That was another issue. I got real good at the
Oh,
metric
yeah.
system.
That
Yeah.
is an issue. Yeah.
And so that, and then it was just trying to schedule everything. I remember of like, okay, Jamie's coming down to record stuff, so we had to like figure out like Friday night we're gonna do all the music, record it in like my home basement studio thing, and then Saturday we're gonna go record. We had a buddy find us some locations around Syracuse University, so we could like go film all that stuff, and it was just trying to
Yeah.
like, all right, we got like 24 hours to get all of our promotional stuff done.
Yeah, I think that was not to wax too cheesy or prophetic here, but like that was really the highlight of the whole thing for me. I think is getting to come down to Syracuse and actually like film content with Mark and work on this giant project that we've been working on. While at the same time working on our other pedals and businesses
Yeah.
separately,
Right.
and kind of getting to actually take this thing that's normally really solitary, like owning a pedal company, especially if you're just like a one person shop like Mark and I are, is very solitary. I'm in this room for 14 hours a day, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to be able to work on that together and like actually both play through the pedal at the same time in Mark's basement and kind of experience it, like really running it through its paces
That's
together,
great.
instead of
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like in this weird echo chamber of your own head where you're like, this pedal sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, does it?
I
Oh
think
no.
It does. Yeah.
Because I don't know Jamie's whole releases of all last year. I don't remember exactly everything, but I know for me, the idea came up in like April, but since then we had put out the reverb, the middle school chorus, the school lunch multi effect,
Yeah.
and like the Halloween pedal. Like there were all these other
Yeah, the
things.
little ghoul chorus.
Yeah, like all these different
Yeah.
things that it was like, yeah, I made this pedal in like March, and then I gave it to Jamie and sort of forgot about it for a while. I didn't forget about it, but like I wasn't actively playing it,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of,
It's-
the ball was in my court for a while, and then I had to bounce it to you. So it was same thing. It was like I had like 4 releases last year, 3 collaborations, weirdly enough. Like Jack White, I did not know how to say no last year. And but it was just kind of this, it was literally like, hey, I just worked for 2 weeks straight on this thing, and Mark, here now it's on you. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to focusing on my stuff for a few weeks while you deal with this stuff, right? It
Yeah,
was just back and
was-
forth for so long.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really fun. It was also cool. And by the time we went to the Brooklyn show in October, we both knew like, okay, this is like definitely happening. Like it's all
Mhm.
things were ordered by that point and whatever. So when we would talk to some of our like friends and regular customers in Brooklyn, they were like, what do you guys got coming out? I'm like, well, you see that guy over there at the super cool booth? There's
Mhm.
something really cool coming out between the two of us.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it was great because then going into NAMM, like we released it right before Christmas and it sold out really quick. And so going into NAMM, we both had it and we were in the 2 different rooms. So it was kind of cool that Jamie could tell people like, oh, the other company that did this, they're upstairs, and I would be like, oh, the guys who did this with us, they're downstairs on the main floor, and like it was just
Right.
kind of beneficial to everybody to do it at that time,
Mhm.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's great. Well, it sounds like it worked out great. You sold out of the first batch pretty quickly. That's great news.
And we just got,
Yeah.
I mean, at the time of recording, batch 2
Yeah.
is out today.
Live, yeah.
It's
And
out
as
in live,
of
and you can go buy it
today,
right
yeah.
now on
Right
either
now.
one of your websites. I would have.
Depending on when right now is.
Unless it
as-
this will
sells-
release this. This will release this week, but yeah,
Okay,
hopefully
yeah,
people
yeah.
can. Hopefully tomorrow, but yeah, hopefully people can get right on it.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I
If
know.
you're listening to this on drop day, it is February 10th. So that's
Hopefully
right
you can go
through-
get one.
Yeah.
Should be good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be quite happy if we didn't have any in a couple of days, but I think we're probably pretty good. We tried,
Yeah.
we did a lot of learning from the first batch, and we tried to ramp it up a little bit more on the second, so we should have it in stock.
Also, for like, I know this kind of goes for both of us, for like smaller releases and like limited things like this. I mean, we're doing this pedal in like, sizable batches, but it is still, it takes a lot of coordination between the two of us to get everything together,
right. Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
We're both very accessible. If for some reason you can't get it through our site, we know what dealers they're sent to and like who
Yeah.
ships and who would be easy. So like if for some reason it does sell out on our sites and you can't get it, shoot us a message and we'll just let you
Right.
know like,
Yeah,
hey,
and like
Yeah.
Another really cool thing just about this, because you're touching on something cool, Mark, is like it's really cool to see like the dealer support on this product, because Mark and I both have our own dealer networks and
Yeah.
our independent guitar stores that we love and that love us, and that's it's been really cool to sort of like cross pollinate. That was kind of one of the the pitches early on. It was like, yeah, cool, we can introduce each other's stores to each other, right? Kind of expand our dealer network. So sure, there was the business aspect of it, which was great, but it's also really cool just like how enthusiastic the small stores were to support us with
Yeah.
this idea, right? Because that's we're not working in the EHX, JHS, earthquaker sphere. I love all of those companies, but we're small, and
Right.
like we're working with other. I love working with independent small guitar shops and supporting them and having that support come back, right? So that's been kind of one of the nice cyclical natures of this collaboration, is it's just kind of bred more collaboration.
Yeah.
And it's that's been really neat to me.
Well,
And-
as consumers, no, go ahead, Mark.
No, I was just gonna say it's also super fun at NAM when we had them on the boards. I would have people come up and they're like, "Oh, what's all this?" And I was like, "Oh, this is our new one we did, was super cool. It's sounds like Nirvana in a pedal." And I was like, "It's
Yeah.
a DS1, a small clone." And people were like, "What?" And they put the headphones on and play, and they were like, "It is." Oh, and like they were just falling in
That's
love with
cool.
it. And it's like I'm just watching their hands because I don't have a second pair of headphones, but I'm like, oh, some kids playing like Setless
Fine.
Apprentice.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're gonna find "Come as You Are." Oh,
Yeah.
there he did. He's
Yeah.
doing it. He's
I
doing
was-
it.
yeah, I-
There's
I was just
lithium.
You watch
I was
him
just gonna
drop
ask you
down
guys-
to D. It's like,
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you
yeah,
guys,
we
like,
know
how
where
many
you're going.
how many of these like songs that you hear people play, but then I forgot it was a silent thing with the headphones on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all you hear is like,
yeah.
"Do,
You
do,
just
do,
hear the
do, do."
strings, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's so funny. You're like, yeah, there it is. Oh, that's awesome that you guys nailed it. But I was gonna say, as consumers of pedals, I love to see this stuff. I think it's so cool how you guys, collaborate and make it work and do stuff that complements it. I don't know. I think it makes us as consumers of pedals feel kind of good about things when you guys aren't like overly competitive and you want to work together just to make cool stuff, right? Like
Oh yeah.
it kind of speaks to
Yeah.
the pedal industry in general, I think.
Yeah, it's it's
So-
a giant community, and to
Yeah.
Jamie's
At least
point
this part
earlier
of the
about,
pedal
like,
industry. you know?
Yeah, like the most fun part for you, like getting together and like filming this stuff and like talking about it. Like that's the interesting and fun stuff for you guys, not like the
Well,
actual
Yeah, I
some
mean,
of the
it's
other
it's
minutia stuff.
interesting. Like it is a community, like, without getting too boring about it.
Like
Mark,
too
Mark and I are not
sentimental.
Mark and I aren't competitors, we're peers, right? And like
Right.
that's
Yeah,
that's
That's
one of
what
the
I
it's
want him to
the
think.
same way. And it's like funny, I talk to my parents, or like a boomer generation, and they're like, oh well, that's your competition. And it's like, that is
Right.
such an outdated mode and way of thinking of it. And
It
also, like,
really is.
we're artists. Like, what we're selling is not a piece of it's not an MRI machine that's better than this MRI machine. It's like, this is not a
Right.
science, this is an art. And there's room for all of it, all of us. And that's, one of the things that I love specifically about this industry and the music industry. It's like bands can be bitchy towards one another, but ultimately you smile at the opening act and then you bitch about them in the green room.
Exactly.
That's right.
It is by nature we're all peers and collaborators, and
Or if
it's cool to see
yeah.
that in the pedal industry too. Yeah.
It feels
It is
more like
great.
your coworkers that just don't see each other every day.
Oh,
Like,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
That's
I
Like,
feel
there's-
it feels like
yeah.
summer camp to me is when I get to see my like pedal friends at NAMM or at the Brooklyn
Yeah.
show. It's like, yeah, camp friends, yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well,
That's a
and-
lot of
and
fun.
even like, because even at all these shows, like there are the pedal shows where it is obviously all pedals, but like at NAMM, all the pedal groups are grouped together,
Yeah, of
and
course.
I like in our room, Poly Effects was next to us, and then Mad Professor
Oh.
was next to them,
Yeah.
and I met the Mad Professor guys last year, and I haven't
Yeah, I remember
really-
we hung out last year.
yeah, I hadn't seen them in a year, and it was like no time had passed. They
Oh,
were
that's
just
great.
like being great buds, and it would just be like, we're talking after, and they're like, "Hey, do you have a contact for this thing?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." They're like, "Well, here's our contact. You should talk to them. We'll drop our name." And I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool."
That's great. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no other industry would you like be doing
No.
that. But
No, I think that's right.
we all want to help each other up, right? I mean, it's good for all of us this industry is always changing so much too, that it's just so beneficial to just be constantly just sharing lessons. Like, there's the stupidest thing that has taken me maybe 3 years of development to get this spring alignment right on an
Yeah.
enclosure to ground it,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, I will tell everyone about that, and like who needs to hear it, because it's like, it's not an industry secret.
Right.
We're pretend engineers. We're reinventing a wheel that's already been invented. So I mean, anything we can do to help each other out is fair game.
Yeah. And of course, there's
And-
going to be like occasional stuff that you don't want to get out or necessarily get out, in the near future, that it will eventually get out later. But you bring up it's a very, I think, accurate term, is artist, right? Because you're even if you're doing, say, your take on a tube screamer, it's your take on the tube screamer. It's not the same exact pedal that Mark is building, or Josh is building, or Zach and Mythos, or any of those guys, right? It's like it's how you kind of envision the pedal, your little spin on it, and it's cool to share that information with one another because everybody's different.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite and least favorite things, that knowledge. Like, so specifically with this pedal, with the Smoking in the Boys Room pedal, it is a modified DS1 and a modified small clone. So like, yeah, it's
Right.
got the feeling. Like, people,
Yeah, the feel.
the reality is that it wasn't just those two pedals direct into a recording interface. That's
Right.
not the sound. It's
Yeah.
like there was a lot more. There was layering, there was amps, there was EQ, there was just a billion things going on. So when it's funny on like the release video we did, there is a sometimes very heated argument happening underneath in the comments on that video, both in like people being like, well, I could get a DS1 and a small clone for like $50 each.
Oh, God.
And it's like,
Go
and
for it.
my response is always like, do it. Like,
Yeah, well,
absolutely,
then just do
there's
that. Yeah.
nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that,
yeah.
right? Like, we're not obviously, and I'm not, don't need to speak this to you guys, but it's like, we're not trying to rip anyone off. We're not making $1 million, but we also don't have the economy of scale to build these in a factory,
Right.
for 10 cents a piece either. Like, we're just a couple
Exactly.
of dudes making something that we think is cool. And like,
if you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing both factories right now.
yeah, this is
There
it,
it is.
right?
Right.
Like,
You're
right
seeing the
there.
manufacturing facility.
This is
Yeah.
it.
I'm
It's a
lucky if
double
I
Now,
can.
as we pan back with the drone, you'll see how many square miles those things are, though. So
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's always it's funny, and like people arguing about like, well, this doesn't sound exactly like Nevermind. It's like, no, it feels like it. It's broad, we paint in broad strokes, and I'm not Kurt Cobain.
Right,
I
right.
don't
It's
have the
inspired
same
by that.
density of
Whoa,
fingernails on
whoa.
his
So-
friends,
This whole deal is off. If you're not Kurt Cobain,
You sold
Wait a
him a
minute.
bill of goods.
yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
This is
you told
not what
Mark
I
that you
signed
were
up for.
Yeah, it's
That's
Well, you know,
great. No, I think that's right though, and I think like you said, Jamie, like it totally is. There's space for all of it, and I think it does help the industry in general when you guys work together. Because for the
Yeah.
reasons I said, and also just because I think it inspires other companies to work together as well, right? I'm sure you guys were inspired by other collaborations that you saw. It's like, yeah, those things are cool, so we want to do one, right? Like you said,
Yeah,
you're like, you
100%.
want to do a collaboration? Yep, I'm just going to do it because like it's going to be good, right? So maybe
Yeah.
not every single pedal company, maybe not if like what is that like
we should do a
what-
shitty collab. That would be fun.
yeah
Yeah.
yes.
Just really bad
just do
intentionally.
something that's shit.
Who
Yeah,
needs
but it's
ground
like
connections?
Totally.
yeah, exactly. But I think it's awesome. I love to see this stuff. I love the artwork. This is because I think you did kind of capture a little bit of both of you guys
Mhm.
pretty well. I like the graffiti.
Yeah,
know?
well, that was a fun one. So like, we came up, with the idea on the art. I mean, summer school, like Mark and Steve's art on
yeah,
that. Are,
I know
are like
Steve
so,
does a lot there.
so
yeah.
perfect with
Yeah.
the idea of the school, and it was like cool. So how do we like turn this? And the name was something that we were really set on as well, like Smoking in the Boys' Room, even though that's
Right.
like pre grunge hair metal, but we thought that was also funny because Kurt Cobain hated hair metal.
I do.
Well,
I think it's
and I
it's funny and ironic kind of way like
Yeah,
that. I do.
And
I
like,
do.
so Steve did the did the hallway art, and then basically handed it off to me, and I was like, I got an idea. Like, I will just like fuck it up with
Yeah. Yeah.
make it look like a 90s high school, when Nevermind had just hit in like 92 or what, or I
Right,
think was the
right.
year.
Yeah.
So and then we were back and forth a little bit. That art is like, there is some deep cuts of Easter eggs on that like I know some people still haven't gotten on that, and it extends through right to the packaging. Like the manual is like a recreation of Kurt Cobain's like Mead journals,
Right.
that he had
I was
too.
trying to find that. So when they published the book of all of his journals like
Yeah.
20 years ago or something, I had a copy of it. And when Jamie was, he's going to find it right now. When Jamie was here and we were filming all this stuff, I remember running to my parents' house to dig through like my childhood bedroom and be like, I know it's here, because I couldn't find it at our house. And I'm like, I have a copy of that book somewhere. I can't find it. And I know I had it at one point, but yeah, there's the.
That's what it
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah,
That's
so this
awesome.
is
Manual.
this is the manual, right? So like then the pages are all like,
like handwritten,
handwritten and yeah.
handwritten in a font that is like that's actually Kurt Cobain's like handwriting font too.
Oh,
So
is
then-
that really what it is? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very cool.
So then there's like, just a even more like weird deep lore Easter eggs in there, because we
Easter
just like,
eggs in
we
there.
just
Yeah,
got
see-
we just nerded out.
Yeah.
You
Like
totally did.
I was only listening to like Nevermind for like a month straight, and just like going through all his journals and everything. It was, I mean, which isn't too different from any other day of the
That's
week for me, but still.
regular. But yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
was
very
fun.
much a love letter to the 90s of this
Yeah.
like
It
whole
definitely
thing of
like was that what is that? Is that what am I not mistaken? Is that like the Stussy logo there?
Yeah, the S. I don't think anyone
The
knows
S.
what that S is actually
Yeah.
from.
I
But
mean,
we all doodled it.
we
in
all
the
did it.
We all
90s,
kind of
yeah.
doodled it up. Yeah. I thought
We
it was
did
like a skater thing, wasn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not.
I know
Yeah, yeah.
around here a lot of people when we were kids used it for SU, for Syracuse University.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But, like,
Oh,
Everybody would just draw it everywhere. And when we did
it's so cool.
we put it on the extra credit boost, like in the corner of that pedal too. And,
Is it on that? I didn't know.
it's on that one,
didn't
yeah.
I didn't know it
realize
was
that.
on that.
Oh, that's
either.
a
Oh, that's
that's
cool.
a
But
good
it's-
through line. Yeah,
Yeah, and we're world building here in the
yeah.
summer school cinematic universe, and but people would everywhere we would take that pedal, they would just be like, "That's the S. We used to draw that." I'm like, "Of course you did." We somehow pre-internet, we all knew about that and
Exactly.
Marilyn Manson
There
and all
was,
that
there was
stuff.
a pre-internet. Damn.
Yeah, it
Oh, man.
was. Can you imagine?
Barely
Well, it's
remember.
really well done, guys. I mean, I think
Yeah,
I think you
totally.
hit it out of the park, and
Well, thank
I
you.
hope you keep selling a
thanks.
lot of them. Hopefully, listeners will go check it out. And if you're into that sound, you're into Nirvana. Even if you're not, it's a cool sound.
Oh, it's
You
a
can play
cool,
other.
very cool.
You can
sound.
play other
You
things
can
that aren't
do other-
Nirvana.
Yes.
Yep.
There
does
are,
other
like,
things.
It actually just instantly mutes. If the AI chip inside doesn't detect Nirvana riffs, it just turns off. That's it.
what is that,
Yeah,
Weezer?
You
No.
didn't. What? Yeah.
I mean,
What
we
is
should
that?
probably
Are you trying to play Green Day? That's enough.
we should probably tell the listeners there are really no knobs on this. There's just like a foot switch. It goes on and it plays one tone and that's it. And then it's off.
Yeah, you
That's-
can subscribe if you want to
Yeah.
get the in utero tones.
Yeah,
you-
We do some in-app purchases.
Yeah, well, stay tuned. Maybe
It's
there'll
our
be another
version of the
pedal.
plug out.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe there'll be
Yeah,
another
yeah.
pedal that says the in utero.
yeah, your
tone.
version of the plug out. Yeah.
That's, oh, yeah,
Maybe
that's
maybe
so
yours would
good.
be more successful or more worth
Yeah.
it.
The plug out.
Yeah.
Gotta subscribe. I love that. I love that idea.
I mean, dude, we're
Uh,
still
I don't. I hate
talking
that
about
idea.
it, so I think they won in the end.
Yeah,
I
I
think they
think
knew
you're right.
exactly
What was
what
that?
they
What
were
was that
doing.
AI pedal that came out at NAMM though? I know you guys
Wasn't
didn't
that
get
the
to
Poly?
walk around too much.
That
The
was-
Poly end.
It was actually right across from me, and I never got
Right.
a chance to go see it. Not that I would want to. Anyway, Mark and I have
No, I
very.
have
You
some
guys
very-
do not like AI. I love it.
No,
I
you're
wanna
on the
see how ba-
wrong
I want-
side of history, guys.
I want to see how bad it was though, just so I can confirm in my own brain. Listen,
Well,
is
I
this
do
just-
know
No.
someone. Yeah,
You
I do
know.
know someone that played through it. My friends at Cosmodia were telling me about it, and
Oh,
they were
yeah.
like, they couldn't get the demo working. They were like, "Oh yeah, just tell us what kind of tone you're going. Like, give us some, blah blah blah, some prompts." And first of all, they were just like coaching them through the prompts. It's like, well, that'll work. Why don't
Oh.
we ask it to do this instead? And then in
Yeah,
the
that's
end, it
not
was just
cool.
like. It was just a fucking digital brick, and they were like, "Well, it's not working. Maybe you just come back later to try." it." It's
Really?
like,
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
I-
it's
I
a
don't-
honestly, it is a piece of art. Like I can understand
Yeah.
that
It is-
pedal in that
it
like
is
we
cool.
did this thing, and it
Right.
it is
Maybe
a
it
sign of
works.
the
Cool.
times, but it's like it's not gonna work. No one's gonna use it, and it's like this whole thing is gonna go the way of the dodo.
And we
eventually.
talked about this on
Well, I
so
hope
many
you're right.
episodes with so many builders. Like, if you were a pedal person through and through, guess what you want? More pedals. You
Yeah.
don't want this one thing that's in front of you that's going to do everything. Even if it did it fantastic, even if it was like the world's best replication of whatever tone you were looking for. You kind of you like the tap dancing. You like dialing in knobs and all these things. It's
Well,
just
right,
like
but
well,
there's
it's
also-
part of the art
right,
form. You know?
But there's
it's
also
option
people that do-
paralysis as well.
Right.
That's the other thing.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a good
no.
point, Jamie. But I was going to say there's also like a million digital pedals, like multi-effect
Well,
pedals
there's
that
that
are
too,
really
yeah.
good and work really well. So it's like you could use that. Like, but I think they are selling this thing that it's like, well, this could really be anything you want it to be, and it's like,
It's just
can
another
it
rug.
really?
It's
Right,
another
yeah.
rug
it doesn't
pull.
do it
I
well.
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of the people who are kind of like pushing that to like aren't of the culture. They're just
Yeah,
like
Makes sense.
we're from more of a tech side and like this is a great application. It's like yeah, but the people you're selling to are artists, and you're selling them
Right.
something that takes jobs from artists.
Mark,
Right,
did that
yeah.
guy approach you at Brooklyn?
Oh yeah, yeah. The guy
Oh.
who's like,
Talk about it. Let's hear it.
do you ever use AI in any of your pedals? No. Would you be interested in like ever like learning how to do that? No.
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 What do you do? Oh, I sell AI stuff. I'm like, see ya.
Talk about a bubble, right? This is
Is-
the bubble.
This
Yeah.
Yeah.
this guy approached me like this, suit in a sea of grungy,
Oh, God.
artists and musicians. This is at
Brooklyn.
this is in Brooklyn in this pedal event that Mark and I were both-
This wasn't at NAMM. This was at Brooklyn.
No,
Oh,
this is
interesting.
at Brooklyn in like September
yeah.
or October. And so this guy, like a fish out of water, came up to my table and was like, "Oh, sorry, my mic's dropping. I'm just gonna go down here to tell the story." And he
It's like an SG neck.
Guys, we got to keep it secret. We got to duck down. You got to whisper when you do it.
so like he came up and he was like, "Oh, do you know AI? Blah 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 blah. Like, what do you do? Do you make these pedals? Blah blah blah." And he's like, "Well, I have a company who does AI. So basically, you just prompt it on the effect, and it will generate the PCB and the schematic." And he goes to hand me his card, and I go, "I'm not taking your card, dude. Like, fuck off. Do you realize, like, are you here selling like all of these guitar companies a way to replace them? Like, what is wrong
Yeah,
with you,
pretty.
dude?
I mean, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm here
and
to
it was
take your
like,
job.
I'm mad about it. Like 6 months later, still, I wish I got that guy's card so that I can like spam him every day
That's
about the terrible
crazy.
decisions he's made.
Yeah,
It seems like the music industry, although well, the topic is still polarizing. You know, I haven't seen so much resistance to AI anywhere as much as I have in the music industry. You know, and it's interesting because I feel like, you know, we're in good company of like the anti AI people over here. Well,
Are
in some
we?
to some degree, but
No,
Matt.
I think there could be a place for some AI.
I
But
think
the,
for
the stuff
some,
that you
for
guys are
some,
talking about, I don't think is the place.
exactly. We don't. You got to be careful with the overreach.
So-
If
I
you're
think
going to
the
start
line is
wiping out
creativity to me.
artistry,
As,
exactly.
as yeah, go
This is
ahead.
the other
Mark.
part that
Yeah.
like I'm a teacher and I teach our guitar club at our school.
Yeah.
And the first week I get a dozen kids showing up like, I'm gonna do guitar. I'm like, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, a bunch of you aren't coming back because your fingers are gonna hurt and you're not gonna want to
Right.
do it. But if you
Right.
want to, you can totally do it. And some of the kids have stuck it out and they're like, I get this. This is great. I'm like, you're learning grit. You're learning how to like stick to it. You're learning how to overcome, and you're not just getting a product. You're enjoying coming here and playing with your friends,
Yeah,
teaching
that's a
each
great
other,
point.
learning. Like, it's not about like I made a song,
Right.
cool, but it's about what
It's not-
went
you're-
into making
It's
it.
such a
The
great point.
value is infinite, really.
It's
in that
such a
case,
great
you know?
articulation of it. And here's the other thing: I was having a conversation with Philip about this because now with like Sora in particular, you can actually make it do specific parts of songs. Like you can just have it do a drum track; it doesn't have to do the whole song, right? And I've done that. I've messed around with it. And I've done it. And I'm like, I almost feel like programming drums, right? Like with like the drum plugins on the thing. Like you need much more skill to be able to even do that, even though that like because I went down this path of like why is using this kind of AI tool any different from like using plugins to create drum sounds? It's like, well, I think it's a lot, when you get down to like it actually took me some time to learn how to do that and put the fills exactly where I wanted them to be and get the time signature and like all this different stuff, whereas with AI, it's just like it just does it and gives you a few options. Like it
But
takes
now
all
you
the
know how.
creativity out of it. Exactly.
Now
and-
you know.
yeah,
now
yeah,
you
yeah.
have a
learn.
skill.
But that,
Exactly.
like that's an
Yeah.
example
Depriving
where-
yourself
yeah.
of that of that
Right.
experience of learning the hard way. But not only that, but I think like I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with like boots on the ground use of AI. It's like, oh well, I got to generate this drum track. Like, okay, I would never do it, and I don't like it. But
Right.
the problem with creativity in AI isn't necessarily people like you using it.
Yeah.
It's the corporatization and
Oh,
it's the
100%.
top down trickle down problem
Right.
is that if
Right.
there is a way of replacing a human that will save $2, then that will be
Then
done.
they're gonna do it.
Right?
Right,
So
exactly. Yeah.
to me, the moral line in using AI in a creative fashion is just that simple. It's like, well, it doesn't matter if
Right.
you're doing any harm with it or not. You're still helping promote a system that will replace artists.
Oh yeah,
with
100%
this,
it
right?
will, and I'm sure it is
Yeah.
already. It's like my brother's a songwriter, like a fledgling songwriter. He has been
Mhm.
almost his whole life, and he really he's for years he's been trying to like get songs in like TV shows and stuff like that. And it's like I think that's where things, like why do they have to pay for that when they can just create some like background songs with AI and put
Well,
it in a
that's the thing
show?
is they're not.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be in 10 years from now, if this bubble doesn't burst, which I think it absolutely will. We're gonna be asking ourselves why all the music is so soulless and what happened. And it's like
Right.
this is what
Yes,
happened.
it happened.
We
I
watched it happen, and
wholeheartedly
we were
agree.
all very loud about it. And now you're
Yes.
wondering.
We
And you're
warned
also
you.
wondering. You're wondering why the idiocracy is happening. You're wondering why the self checkout machine doesn't work anymore, and no one's trained to be able to,
To
fix
fix
that
it,
thing.
yeah.
It's like, because this capitalism won, and this is what we're getting now. So I frankly I think AI is just that creativity is just an extension of all that.
But boutique guitar pedals going strong.
Those are not going to
Got
go
that.
anywhere. Well,
Not
but
going
that's
anywhere.
right though.
Because
That's
I don't
AI
know how to
proof.
use it.
That's right.
and I do not care to learn. So
Our
we're gonna
pedals
keep
are analog because we don't understand digital.
We're gonna
Some of the
totally.
some of the, like
We
you
would
said,
know
Mark,
how to
some of
do
the-
that.
Some of the
Don't need
learning
it, don't
comes
want
with the pain of it, though,
So
right?
good,
Like
man.
the part of the learning is the pain of learning and the commitment to learning, and you get
Yes.
so much more from that than you get from the actual like
Yeah,
end
that's- yeah.
product that when you learn something
right.
new.
I
And
mean,
it's
do you know how much fun it is to teach someone math and you're like, oh, they made an error. Keep going. And they
Good,
keep
right.
going and they get to the end. They're
Yeah.
like, it's wrong. I'm like, yeah, 'cause you did that a few steps back. And they're like, why would you let me? I'm like, because now you're not going to forget this.
because
Yeah.
you'll
Right,
never
right.
do it again.
And now
That's
you've
right.
just learned.
You know.
And that's, I've done the same thing building pedals. I've done the same thing running a company where you're like, oh, that's where I made my mistake 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should definitely not do that again.
The shared
And-
Right.
yeah, going back
And like
to the
being able to
shared
talk to other
experience.
people.
Yeah.
They're like other brands that we talk to that I'm like, oh, you're doing this? Here's what I did in that situation. And it totally works out. And there are brands that guide me and tell me things to do who were in my shoes 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Right. Totally. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that shared experience that we were talking about earlier when we were like, learning how to communicate on a similar language and everything. Like, it's hard to translate to, and this sounds, I don't want it to sound too conceited, but it's hard to like translate to the end user of a pedal how magical of an experience it is building that pedal and getting to the point and all of the decisions and mistakes that we've made to get to this final product and the reluctancy and anxiety we have in like putting it out. And then, like, to each their own. Some people like what we do, some people don't, whatever, but like it's just the tip of the iceberg that the user is experiencing. And that's not just with boutique pedals. This is with any company, Boss and JHS and like every pedal company, every guitar, every amplifier. Everything is just the culmination of these decisions and mistakes and like this learning process that the end user, whether they know it or not, they're experiencing all of that, just
Yeah.
in this really perfect little, culmination of a moment and product.
Yeah.
Well, as we kind of
Awesome.
approach time here, we do have a couple people on the live chat on YouTube right now. Michael Kraus asked a quick question. Somebody want to cover this real quick, and then we're going to wrap. What they create, because I don't know the answer to this, what they create with AI can't be copyrighted. I'm not sure. Is that true? And so maybe greed will kill AI.
I think that is
Sure.
true, but I don't know. Is anybody an attorney on this call? Geez, Michael.
Let me talk to my blues lawyer. I'll get,
Yeah. Oh wait, I have a PRS.
It's a good
I'll answer
question.
this question.
yeah, I got him. I got called
Yeah,
Jim.
go get your Matt. Go get your PRS and answer this question.
Yeah.
will
I'll
you?
answer this question.
Go get your
think
private
that- no, but I
stock
think
over
that's
there.
well. I don't know. Actually, I don't. I think you can cut. Like if you write a song and just have AI produce it, I think you can still. I mean, you might not be able to copyright the actual recording, but I think you could like have the publishing rights to the
Yeah, but
actual
something
song.
fully written by
fully
an
written.
AI, by
Yeah,
a
I don't.
machine.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah.
Legislation is
Yeah.
just behind. So
Yeah.
because the fact of the matter is we're training these models using real
Right.
artists
Real
and
using real
music.
artists, which is a whole
So-
different
Yeah.
argument.
Quite
That's the whole
frankly,
thing, yeah.
I foresee within the next 5 years, there's going to be a class action suit against all of these AI companies from all
Big
of
artists.
us who have contributed to
Well, right.
the training of that AI.
I-
So
is this the next? We talked about Lars. Is this the next, like, Metallica versus Napster argument from years ago?
I
Is
mean,
that same?
we're not
similar
bitching
kinda
about
thing?
not being able to afford a third, mansion in
right.
LA.
That's
But
a good point.
But if
No,
they
but I
want to
mean,
take
like,
them
in terms of-
down,
They're already they're
in
they're
terms of
already
like
doing
major
this, right?
artists, fighting against this, because let's face it, those are the people with money. Those are the people that can fight.
Well, the
this
big
kind of thing.
publishing companies are already
Yeah.
signing on to these platforms, and you're gonna like Rick Beato's talked about this. Like you're gonna you're gonna see this stuff. You're gonna see like it's Bruno Mars, but AI Bruno Mars, and it's fully licensed by Bruno Mars, and Bruno Mars is getting paid.
Yeah.
To Jamie's point, it's the small people that are going to get screwed off
They're gonna
this,
get
which is
screwed,
always the
yeah.
way. So there it is.
And I
Anyway.
don't think consumers want it anyway. And honestly, I think that's where we're going to go to. It's going to be a non-issue because consumers want stuff that was made by
That's real.
people and that's
I
real. And
agree.
they want to support their artists, so they want to like see each other succeed. And I think that's the piece of the puzzle that will kind of just solve itself in the next few years too.
I really do
Yeah.
hold that belief so strong, and I want to believe that's true. I do think it is, but and I hope you're right.
I know
So,
it's such a bubble right now. Well, guys, tell us about like exciting things coming up for you guys in 2026.
Mark,
Who wants to go
Oh.
first? Yeah.
yeah,
Put me on the spot. Well, we have Smoking in the Boys Room batch 2 that's out right now. This one
Very
doesn't have
nice.
knobs yet.
So that's 2026. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. That's right.
Yeah, that's going on. And for us, we have a short run of another fuzz pedal that we did last spring. We're bringing back to drop
Oh,
again
cool.
in March, and I think our next like normal full line release will be April, May-ish. I think.
Okay. Very
I'm-
nice. Exciting.
Dealing with the NAMM fallout right now of trying to just like catch up with everything.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We know how that is. What about you, Jamie? What's going on at Super Cool?
yeah. I mean, I've got like 3 pedals in the works right now. One of which is going to be released by the end of Q1. I'm hoping in a,
Oh, nice.
month or 2. It's
Mm.
I'm pretty excited about that one. We tested it
Well.
out. We tested it out at NAMM. It's kind of a new version of an existing pedal, but it was really well received at NAMM. So I'm trying
Oh,
to
cool, man.
fast track that one.
Okay. All right.
And I'm doing a couple modulation pedals, a reverb and a delay are in the pipeline for the year. But
Ooh.
those are, I'm really particular about both those circuits. So I've already been working on them for like 6 months, and I want to make sure that they're perfect. And the other thing is there's always pedal events happening like across the states too, that Mark and I always go to. So I know that there's another one in LA, there's Portland, Brooklyn, it's really fun.
Toronto's
Montreal,
coming up.
Toronto, there's a Toronto one coming up in April, I think.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, so this company Delicious Audio and Stompbox exhibit puts these on. They're awesome. If you check them out, I think Delicious Audio is the place to go on the website to check out
Okay.
their wicked events. I mean, they frankly allow builders like Mark and I to do this and meet so many other people, and like that's how Mark and I met, right? So
Yeah.
if
That's
you're
so
a nerd,
great.
if you're a nerd like us, like check it out, come to one of these events, and there's always tons of pedal companies selling and just nerding out and showing off new stuff. So if you want to see some of the
Man.
new stuff Mark and I are working on, that would be the place to go.
There you
Oh
go.
man, it's so much fun. Like I definitely had like FOMO this year, not being
I
at
totally
NAMM
did.
and not going to like the like what you like your booths with all the pedal companies, all of the boutique pedal companies are there, and the effectors market and the Woodwire and Volts. Like that to me,
Yeah.
like that's where the real
Yeah.
cool stuff is. So yeah. But
Yeah.
like those events that you're talking about, you don't have to come, be invited somehow to
No.
NAMM
No,
to
still
get
for the
that
show up.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
which is
go.
awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Check it out.
yeah,
All
awesome.
right, guys. Real quick as we wrap up, give us all the info on where people can find you and websites, socials, all that stuff. If people aren't familiar.
Supercoolpedals.com. Just search Super Cool Pedals on all the socials, the TikTok,
There you go.
Instagram, YouTube, all that. Blah, blah, blah. There we go.
Love
Yeah, good.
that.
I'll be there too.
Yeah.
SummerSchoolElectronics.com on the Instagrams. I think we're on Facebook. I don't know if we're on TikTok anymore. I haven't checked
You
that
got a
app in a
TikTok?
while.
You got a TikTok? I collab.
I do.
Get
Oh,
on
man.
Yeah, you still
TikTok.
got
I saw you
TikTok.
dancing on there.
That's where the
Great.
the Gen,
Saw you
the
dancing.
advertising to those Gen
Saw
Z
you dancing.
kids
It
will
smells
pay
like
off one
Clean
day.
Spirit.
All right, I'll take it.
Oh man.
Usually, I just
All right.
have my students say, "Mr. Turley, I saw your YouTube page." I'm like, "That's great.
That's
great.
awesome.
I hope
That's
I
Tell
hope
your
you
friends.
I hope you
Yeah,
subscribe to
like-
like,
you're
hey,
like-
off it.
You're like,
Yeah.
go get a pedal. What do you
Yeah,
want?
go buy a guitar pedal. They're great.
Go buy a guitar
That's
pedal,
right.
man. Great.
Yeah, that's
All
everything.
right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're really excited about the new release. I gotta check this thing out. I really do because I this is totally like a tone that's in my head. But though, yeah,
Oh,
there it is.
nice. Thanks, Mark.
Looking good.
This one doesn't have knobs, but yeah.
Yeah,
But it doesn't have knobs, right? Because it's only the one. It's the one sound. That's it.
Yes,
You-
yeah.
On, off. That's it. Done.
You don't need them.
You don't need the knobs. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Thank you for listening, and thanks for the people that are hanging out in the chat tonight. Go find us at Guitar Dads Podcast on Instagram and Threads, and come join the Facebook group and on YouTube. And thank you so much for all your loyal listening over the years, and we have more to come. So for now, that was this week's Guitar Dads podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks so much,
thanks to
boys.
Jamie and Mark. And that's it, everybody. Keep rock alive. Catch you one.